I'm a Central New Jersey real estate agent, and last month I almost moved to Florida. If you're thinking about doing the same transition, here are some things that are different about the process and some things you may want to keep in mind before you commit. Hi, for those of you who are new here, I'm Claudia Muniz. I'm a Central New Jersey real estate agent. And for those of you who don't know, I've also been licensed in Florida, specializing in the Tampa and surrounding areas for about a year now. For those of you who don't know, also, I've put on my goal list to purchase a home in Florida for the last couple of years. So far, it just hasn't worked out yet. We went to Tampa for my birthday back in March, and we happened to look at a couple houses while we were there. So about a month after we got back, we noticed that one of the houses that I fell in love with, you know, when you are touring a property and you just linger a little bit too long, well, that was this one for me. So when we got back, about a month after, we saw that there was a price reduction. So I decided to strike while the iron was hot and submit an offer. And to my surprise, there were no other offers, which, if you are looking in the New Jersey market, or if you even hear of other people looking in the New Jersey market, you know that is completely unheard of for there to be absolutely no offers on a property, especially when it's a property like this. So this property was fully renovated, brand new roof, absolutely gorgeous, 3-bedroom, 2 full bath with an ensuite and a huge fenced-in yard. So it was lovely. It was the perfect upgrade for us. So I put in the offer. And also, I was able to negotiate in a seller concession. So again, if you know anything about the New Jersey market, you know that is also completely unheard of unless, the house has been on the market for a while and, they really don't have anything else going on. We were really excited to get the process going. And the first thing I noticed, there were no attorneys. So in New Jersey, and South Jersey is a little bit different, but in like the central New Jersey area, I would say almost all of the transactions take place with the help of an attorney. So the attorney helps from contract to close. They help you negotiate certain terms in the contract. They get paid a flat fee at closing. And you can't really cancel the contract without an attorney. You definitely need an attorney present. In Florida, it's just realtor to realtor. So that part of the process I really enjoyed. It was a lot more streamlined. It was a lot simpler when it came to negotiating. And instead of having to loop in all these extra people, it was just super simple. You didn't have to wait on a lot of other people for responses. So that I absolutely loved about the process. The other thing is there's more presence, I would say, when it comes to the buyers dealing directly with the title company. So in New Jersey, after attorney review is over, you generally will submit your deposit. And generally, the deposit is accepted via like a certified or banker's check, which then has to be either mailed or dropped off in person to the attorney that was assigned an attorney review. It's never like a consistent, always this person. It's whoever gets assigned the job to accept the deposit. That part is a little bit antiquated, whereas because there's more of a presence and interaction with the title company, it is very streamlined. In this situation, I was able to just do an ACH transfer from my account to the title company. So I love that part too. It was a lot more convenient, especially when I was out of state for the start of this transaction. So I like that part. Another consideration with the title company is that the buyer doesn't have to pay for their title policy. So in the Florida MLS sheet, seller will specify which title company they want to use, and the seller pays for the title policy, not the buyer. So that's one thing that helps you offset some closing costs as a buyer in Florida versus New Jersey, but you don't have any choice over who they decide to use. So here in New Jersey, you get to pick, or you can go with somebody that, somebody in your transaction recommends. But generally, the attorney will order the title for you. And in Florida, it's already assigned. The third big difference that I noticed was how the inspections work. So in New Jersey, you get a home inspector. They go through the house A through Z. They check out. And then once they've gone through the house, you'll get a thorough report. And they'll also explain it to you on site. But you get a thorough report of any safety items, maintenance items, and potentially big ticket items that the home may need. And it'll tell you if it's immediate concern or if it's just something that you should be mindful of as you own the home. And that report is pretty much at your discretion to use if you'd like to negotiate with it, or if you negotiate your contract as is, or, a limited inspection. It's just for your informational purposes only, unless it's like a big deal breaker or big ticket item. So in Florida, the way it works is you get the same home inspection for your informational purposes. But also there's 2 reports that come with your home inspection that could make or break your ability to get homeowners insurance. One is the 4-point inspection and the other one is the wind mitigation inspection. So the 4-point inspection, it is a pass or fail thing. So unlike the New Jersey report, which is just like a list of what's going on with your house, basically like a health checkup, this is a pass fail and it checks the so 4 major components to the home, which is plumbing, electrical, roof, and HVAC equipment. And this is great for a buyer because if you're getting a house and you're buying it with a mortgage, if you can't get homeowners insurance, you can't close. So you need to make sure that it's negotiated that the seller has to get all of the items for the 4-point inspection or you won't close. So, and then the wind mitigation report is basically how well your roof can withstand high intensity winds. So if you are going through a hurricane, how likely that your roof is secure or the construction of your roof will be able to withstand that. And so again, if this doesn't go the way it needs to go, you won't be able to get homeowners insurance. And homeowners insurance, that brings me to my next point, is another big difference between New Jersey and Florida that might be a consideration for people thinking of making that move. Because I've heard of people getting homeowners insurance quotes from anywhere from $2,500 to like $5,000 for the year. Here in New Jersey, I pay $1,200 for the year. So it is a big difference. Now, it can be considered a wash when you look at New Jersey property taxes versus Florida property taxes. This home in particular was $800 for the year on the property taxes. And I was getting a lot larger of a lot. Here in New Jersey, I have like 1/10 of an acre and we pay $7,000 for the year. So it is a big difference. It can help justify a little bit, like spending a little bit more. But if you're moving to Florida to simplify your expenses, you may want to consider that a wash. And then also, I didn't get this far, but you may want to also consider what the car insurance rates will look like. Because from my understanding, the car insurance rates are a lot higher in Florida than New Jersey. So again, if you're thinking that you're going to move to Florida to lessen your expenses, I would check twice on that. Just do your research, basically. Now, jumping back to the inspections real quick, one fail-safe that is in place for New Jersey buyers is the CO inspection, and that is a certificate of occupancy inspection. So each town has their own specs, what their requirements are for this inspection to pass, and then you being able to sell the house. Some towns just require the fire safety equipment, and then other towns have a few more specifications for what they're looking for. Florida doesn't really have that. So when the CO inspector comes in New Jersey, they may also look for things that are missing a permit, or if there's an open permit, you won't be able to close. Florida's a little bit different in that regard, where if you don't do some diligent research on the permits, you may get stuck with whatever condition those repairs were made in, whether they're to code or not. So be very careful. The good thing about Florida is that all of the permit information is readily available on public websites versus New Jersey, where you have to fill out an Oprah request to look at those records and see what was obtained and what was closed. So again, another point for Florida in terms of their process, way more consumer friendly in terms of process, but you are missing that fail safe of the CO inspector coming in and saying, hey, look, you're missing a permit for this, that, and the third, and you can't close without them. So while Florida has the 4-point and the wind mitigation, New Jersey has the permit thing. So that's a little bit of a wash as well. So unfortunately for us, this property did not work out. There were some inconsistencies with what the permits were obtained for. So the way the permits were written is they were obtained for work that took place on the exterior of the property. So we saw that there were a lot of renovations on the interior of the home, and we did not see any permits pulled for that. So that was a major red flag. And then also the 4-point inspection failed because of the inconsistency in the work that was done for the plumbing and electrical. Some of it was brand new, some of it was original. So that was definitely a problem. There was some cloth wiring And from what I understand, if you have cloth wiring in Florida, I think it has a lot to do with the humidity, but you will not be able to get homeowner insurance. It'll fail the 4-point. So that was a big thing. And then on top of it, the icing on the cake was that the property did not appraise. So, the way I look at this and the way I tell all my clients is it always works out for the best. I truly believe that every rejection is a redirection. So this allowed me to really evaluate what our strategy going into this was and what's important. So we kind of got swept into and excited about the idea of having that upgrade home. But now that we've had some time to reevaluate it, I think we'll be looking for a multifamily to occupy one unit and rent out the other, just to offset some costs, especially while we're unencumbered. Yeah, so, of course, it was a blessing in disguise. I learned a lot, which now I'm able to bring to you guys. And I'm super excited to continue to stay in central New Jersey and help those of you who want to buy, sell, invest here. And if you have any questions about the Florida process or you're considering making that relocation, let me know in the comments below. If there's anything I missed, feel free to comment and maybe I'll make a part 2 to this. If I've earned your subscription, please go ahead and hit the button with the bell on it. And I look forward to seeing you guys more often. Thanks for joining me on this one. We'll see you next time.